Everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amara and I'm a grad student living in the US. From the title of this video, you can tell that I'll be talking about the cost of living in Boston / how much I spend in a month living in this place. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, keep on watching. So in today's video, I'll be covering all of the basic things like rent, utilities, food, transportation, but I would also be talking about additional things like the cost of having like a gym membership or fitness, and even childcare for those who have children. So let's jump right into it.
Before we get to the video, here's a disclaimer. With cost of living and inflation on a steady rise, prices may vary depending on when you watch this video. The prices stated here are at the time of filming in 2022.
Okay, the first thing to tackle is the big elephant in the room: rent. Rent is going to be your biggest expense, there's no doubt about it. And just keep in mind that the prices that you pay for rent vary depending on where you live. So if you live like downtown Boston, expect to pay more. If you live like in other neighborhoods on the outskirts, or even not just in Boston but like in surrounding towns, you could also expect to pay less. The numbers I'm going to share are straight from listings for apartments. So I went on different apartment websites and I checked to see what the average prices are, and the results came in as studio apartments cost anywhere between 1,800 to 2,200. One bedroom apartment costs between 2,000 to 2,500. A two-bedroom apartment costs between $2,000 to $3,000, and a three-bedroom apartment costs between $3,500 to $4,000. My apartment is a two-bedroom, one bath, so I share an apartment with someone else, and my rent is 2,100, splitting between two people. That comes to 1,075 for me because I have the bigger room. Something to keep in mind about apartments is in certain places they expect you to pay. In most places, they expect you to pay at least a security deposit, which usually comes to about 1 month's rent. But in other places, they might also expect you to pay the last month's rent. And if you use a broker as well, expect to pay a broker's fee, and the price of that varies. So on the extreme end, if you have to pay for all these things, which are like your rent, your last month's rent, your security deposit, and a broker's fee, all of that could potentially come to cost about 4 months worth of rent. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It's really expensive. The next thing to talk about are your utilities, so the internet, gas, electricity, water, phone bill as well. Again, this is one of those things that varies greatly. It's like really heavily dependent on your usage and the kind of apartment that you're in, how big your apartment is, all these kind of things. But I'm going to share just what my numbers are. The internet in my apartment costs $75, and my portion of that comes to $37.5. Electricity, this is my biggest utility expense. So in winter, my our highest electricity bill was $270, which came down to $135 for me. And in summer, electricity bills are like $40, which comes down to like $20 for me. For gas, I do not pay anything. For water, I also do not pay anything. And then for my phone, I pay $15 a month. $15 a month on my phone gives me unlimited call and text, as well as 4 gigabytes of data, and that's just enough for me because most places have Wi-Fi anyway. The next cost I would cover are transportation costs / the costs of owning a car as well. So here in Boston, in the Boston area, we have a transportation card called the Charlie card, and it looks something like this. It looks like this. So you get this card for free. You can get it at like the subway stations, or in, like, I think you can get it as well at the library or just a couple of other places. So you have a Charlie card and you can top it up. It costs $2.40 to ride on the subway one way. It costs $1.70 to ride on the local bus one way. If you have to transfer, usually transfers are free. So if you're transferring, say, between one subway line and the other subway line, that's free. But if you're transferring, say, from the bus to a subway, you pay the difference, which usually would come to about 70 cents. So on your Charlie card, you can also get like an unlimited pass, and that costs $90. With this, you can go an unlimited number of times on all subway and bus lines as well. You can also get a monthly pass for the buses. This costs $55, and you can only go like on the local buses with it, and on the silver line, like 4 and 5. These are the only ones that you can go on with this pass. So I spend about $40 a month on transport. That's what I put on my Charlie card. And usually this is enough for me for 2 reasons. First, I live close to most places that I would like to get to. So I just walk back and forth most days. If I want to go a little bit further, sometimes I take the shuttle at my school. It takes me to a point and then I can like get on the subway. But usually I walk on most days. So I don't really need more than $40 worth of transportation. As for costs that are associated with owning a car, here in Boston, parking costs about $2 to $3.75 per hour, like this parking on the street. And insurance, I found that insurance can cost anywhere between $100 to $150 per month for full coverage, but this also depends on, of course, a lot of different factors: your insurance company, the age of your car, etc. And gas costs $4.17 per gallon for regular, or $4.74 for premium gas. I spend $0 in this category because I don't have a car. Next is food, and in this category I'm just going to lump together like groceries slash toiletries. According to the internet, an average person is expected to spend around $350 in this category, and eating out in Boston is also quite expensive, so you can expect to spend anywhere around $15 for like getting a pizza or just eating like at a low end place. But then if you go to like a mid-range restaurant, you'd expect to spend anything ranging from $40 upwards. I spend $250 every month in this category, so buying groceries and personal hygiene items. I don't eat out too much, so yeah. Now that all of the basic things are done, let's talk about how much it costs to have a gym membership. So this also depends on where you go, but I found that it can be as low as $10 if you go to like Planet Fitness, or expect to pay like $40 or $50 and above at more expensive places. Disclaimer though, this is exclusive of the initial sign-up cost, so this can also add to this. I spend $0 on this because I use my school's gym. The next thing I spend money on every month are like miscellaneous items, and these include like maybe going out once in a while, laundry because we have to pay for laundry, and like an Uber, a Lyft here and there. And usually I spend around $70 per month on these kind of things. And the last thing to take into consideration is childcare. Childcare is expensive in Boston or in Massachusetts as a whole. I think Massachusetts has the highest like cost of childcare in the US, and I found that it costs about $1,700 and above for daycare per month for one child. I spend $0 on this category because I don't have any children as well. So in summary, in a month I spend $1,075 on rent, $37.50 on internet, $135 in the winter on electricity, $15 for my phone, $0 for gas, 0 for water, 0 for fitness slash gym, 0 for childcare, $40 for transportation, $250 for food slash toiletries, and $70 on miscellaneous costs. This brings my total expenses to $1,622.50 in the winter, or in the summer when I pay around just $20 for electricity, that drops down to $1,507.50. And yeah, that's it. Boston is quite expensive, but I hope that these numbers have given you a rough idea of what to expect when you decide to move out here. Please like this video if you found it useful, subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of content, leave a comment telling me what you found to be the most outrageous or what wasn't too bad in your opinion. Also let me know how much it costs to live in your city or your town, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.